man. Torture Talk. What's good with y'all? The king is back. Oh man, how y'all doing, man? I hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's well. So look, I seen an episode of, and I know I want to. This is not nothing to debunk. This is not nothing. I just want to listen to what this guy has said. I didn't watch it. I seen the thumbnail. So this could be subtotal, y'all. So basically, Read My Soul has basically said that he believes Jay Electronica verse was better than Kendrick's. And I want to see where he's coming from and why he believes that. Because I don't think so. And I'm into lyrics. I am a lyricist. So, and I want to see what's his reasoning for saying that, because I can give you one reason why it's not better, and I'm gonna explain why, but we're going to listen to why he's saying it's better. So before I get into that, I got to give my spiel. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful single sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the hidden gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers to over 13, 14, 15, 16,000. And yes, I am the king of the north, baby. You know what it is, baby. You know what it is. King of the north in this. Boy, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? King of the north, baby. I am the king of the north. Let me know what kingdom you from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is. So look, man, we're going to get right to this episode. You know what I'm saying? This should be pretty interesting because I like his takes. But here, I want to see where he's coming from. And then I'm going to give the reason why I believe it's not better. So let's keep it going. All right. Big shout out to Read My Soul. His channel is pretty dope. I like his channel. You know what I'm saying? I don't always agree with his takes on a lot of things. But I, me, I like to agree to disagree. But his channel is pretty good. I like his channel. He's one of them channels that I watch. So let's get it.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Read My Soul, and I'm back with another video for you. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's being blessed. Today, we are talking about one of my favorite artists of all time, a very mysterious figure that people call Jay Electronica.
My name is Jay Electronica. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
He has a mixtape called What the F is a Jay Electronica, and I think that describes his career perfectly. Now, before we get into the control verse, so that's the reason why some of you've...
What career? What career? Like, I have this huge issue with Jay Electronica because to me, he's probably one of the better lyricists ever rapped. You know what I'm saying? I would say he's one of those guys, but I cannot put Jay Electronica in my top anything because he hasn't done enough material. You know what I'm saying? I can name about 10 rappers that is either on the same level or better than Jay Electronica who has much more material than he do. But I can understand why people give him so much respect because he is a very good lyricist. But at the same time, it's not about lyrics. I'm gonna explain. Let me let him see what he got to say
on this video, but I will admit this is more of a give Jay Electronica his flowers segment before I get into why I believe he had the best verse on Control. Let's talk about the mystery surrounding Jay Electronica. Jay Electronica has some of the craziest.
All right, well, we're not gonna go through all that. I'm not gonna do that. I want to hear his take. I didn't come here to give a history lesson on Jay Electronica. So we gonna get to the part where he talks about the verse and why he thinks it's better. All right, so here we go. Let's get it.
But most of these things are unofficial. I love it. Exhibit C is probably one of the best beats of all time. But I know why you're here. Let's talk about the Control verse.
You can check my name on the books. I earth, wind, and fire. The verse, the rained on the hook.
The reason why I waited to the end to talk about this Control verse is because I kind of wanted to lead up to why I prefer Jay Electronica, even though Kendrick is behind me. Kendrick and Cole are behind me. Big Sean, I have Big Sean's CD over here. Hold on. I got Big Sean's CD. I think Detroit the Mixtape is one of Big Sean's best projects, one of the best projects in hip hop. You can see I have a lot of Kendrick projects. Good Kid, Mad City, Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly.
I mean, listen, bro. I understand you like Kendrick, bro. We understand you like Kendrick. You ain't got to prove this to us. I understand. We understand. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's not what you're doing. But for me, we understand. We understand you like Kendrick. You understand just because you say that you think this is better or he has the best verse on the, you're not saying that you don't like Kendrick. I get it, bro. We get it.
2014 Forest Hill Drive. I like conscious hip hop. Wale, the album about nothing. Shout out to Wale. Can't forget my guy, Mac Miller. Can't forget Mackie. So it's funny, now that we're into the Controlverse, a lot of the artists that Kendrick mentioned are some of my favorite artists of all time. Of course, in this clickbait era, people wearing with the more clickbait title. People wearing with the more headline title. A lot of people think that Big Sean had the better verse.
Don't get this rain like it's Mayweather. Good music, yay weather. Champagne just tastes better. They told me I never, boy, never say never. Sweat flow special like an infant first step.
A lot of people will argue that Big Sean's verse was better than Kendrick's. That Big Sean was spitting better. And
all right, man. Y'all gotta chill, bro. And I know he might not be saying this, but he's saying something else. But no, Big Sean verse wasn't better than Kendrick. No. And I'm gonna get to why Kendrick verse is better than both of theirs. I'm gonna get to why. Because there is a element that they're leaving out, and I'm gonna get to why.
Kendrick just name drop. I'm a Jay Electronica fan. I wish he could release a lot of his projects on vinyl or CD so I can have them with me forever because I don't trust DSPs. That's just me personally. Of course, Kendrick name dropped a bunch of people. The verse was decent. Don't get me wrong. Everybody talks about the name drop and it goes like this. But this is hip hop and them should know what time it is. And that goes.
Big Crit, Wale,
Pusha T, Meek Mills, ASAP Rocky, Drake.
Big Sean, Jay Electron, Tyler, Mac Miller.
I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you.
Trying to make sure your core fans never heard of you.
And shout out to Mac Miller, R.I.P. Mac, for being compared to the N-word. I think Mac came out on top with this. I know Mac was like, yes, I'm an N-word. He trying to murder me. Shout out to Mac. Yeah, that was the clickbait title, right? Everybody's going to run with that. That's the headline. Then, of course, he goes into the, what is competition?
You skipping the whole, and I know this guy. I know Read My Soul is much more intelligent than what he's coming off as right now. You know exactly what that meant. You know what that meant. Maybe you're going to explain it, but you know what that meant. This wasn't just, I don't know if you're saying that that's clickbait, but you know what that meant. You know exactly what he was doing when he did this verse. You know what it calls for. You know what I'm saying? You know what it calls for. Let's keep going.
I'm trying to raise the bar. Who trying to come and get it?
You're better off trying to skydive at the exit window with 5
G's, why $5 grand, while your granddad as the pilot? That's very Eminem. The reason why I prefer Jay Electronica's verse is stop. One, he went last.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, bro. See, this is what I don't like when people do. If you're gonna do a breakdown, don't try to just gloss over it. You need to go through all the words and all the lyrics of what he said. You need to go through the bars, what he said. You need to go through that. Oh, that's very Eminem. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? No. It's a reason why he said those bars. It's a point to what he said. It wasn't just he just was rambling. No, he wasn't rambling. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't. He wasn't rambling.
You're better off.
All right. Let me see if I can see it. What is competition? I'm trying to raise the bar high. Who trying to jump and get it? You'd be better off trying to skydive. So he basically saying, like, I'm trying to raise the bar high. You know what I'm saying? And who trying to jump to get it? You're better off trying to skydive. So he comparing himself to he's the pinnacle. He's the sky. That's what it is. Out the exit window of a G5. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, you can't just be spitting these, just saying, oh, it's Eminem. Like, no, it's a reason why he's saying all this. All of that stuff that he said all goes together. And it goes exactly what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then you skip the whole part where he said, you did say that part, but you didn't really delve deep into that part because that's the most important part of the verse. You know what I'm saying?
Skydive at the exit window of 5
G's, why 5 grand, why your granddad as the pilot? That's very Eminem. The reason why I prefer Jay Electronica's verse is, one, he went last. A lot of people kind of don't go to that, but I think you should. If you don't listen to Jay Electronica's verse, you should. Now, I'm not going to talk about all of the whole verse because I think the whole verse is fire. Watch over your shoulders and keep a tin of beans.
For when the weather turn the coldest, the Lord is our shepherd, so our cup runneth over.
God is my witness, so you can get it from Hov.
To all you magicians that's fidgeting with the cobra.
Now, what he means by all you magicians that's fidgeting with a cobra is basically all you rappers that's not really doing what you're supposed to be doing with your voice and your artistry. You're just kind of like playing with it. Of course, I think that was a dig at Kendrick because Kendrick is like considered.
I want to sit here and say that was a reach. That's a reach. Number one. Number two, I don't know if Jay Electronica heard this verse. I don't know if he heard it before he actually put his verse down. I don't know. I don't know if Jay Electronica didn't hear the song until it was over with. I don't know. But I do know that you can't take shots at Kendrick. You can't. Because at this time, he did twice as much work as you. So you can't take shots at him. And to be honest with you, Jay Electronica to me is one of the most laziest, unreal MC that I've ever seen. I'm talking like he is so lazy, but he's so gifted. He's the most laziest gifted MC that I've seen ever in hip hop history. In hip hop history, he's the most laziest gifted MC ever. So when you taking shots at Kendrick, you got to at least be able to hold your weight behind it. You can't hold your weight behind it, and I can't take your shot serious. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you rapped with. I can't. And on top of that, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's keep it.
A conscious artist, but Kendrick could tell you like, I'm more Kodak Black. My favorite part of this verse is, I like the I'm solid as a rock because I came from a rock.
I'm solid as a rock because I came from a rock. That's why I came with the rock to sign my name on the rock.
You know, Plymouth Rock landed on us. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
Now, if you want,
Malcolm X.
We want to talk about mumbling. Like, I get the whole reference to the rock. I'm solid as a rock because I came from a rock. I get all that, bro. I get all that. I don't. But the impact of Control wasn't just because of all three of them on it. Control is so, let's keep it going.
It's like umbrellas when it rains from the heart.
And the tissue is like an angel kissing you in the dark. You go from blindside to hindsight, the passion in the Christ, right? The basking in the limelight. It take time to get your mind right.
J Electricity, PBS Mysteries.
That is poetry in motion right there. I personally prefer poetry. Like, I love all of the rapping and the rapping and the rap, but I love when an artist can give you something that is so, you could feel it, right? It's almost like you're experiencing it with them, but you have never heard of. Like, music is relatable, right? That's why people love it, because they can relate to it. When he says, eyelashes like umbrellas when it rained from the heart, and the tissue is like an angel kissing you in the dark. It's like, whoa, man, it's better than the whole.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. I don't care about all that. That sounds fire. It sounds fire, but is it groundbreaking? Was it moving? No. Let's keep it going because I got a lot to say.
Whole entire song. And I think Jay Electronica's career is just that, to where people just missed it. People just missed it because they're into the clickbait titles. We're in a consumeristic culture to where people want more. Give me more. They never are fulfilled. And I think that's something that Drake suffers from. People are never going to be fulfilled with Drake because he just keeps giving you more and less and less of something real. He just gives you more music, and it doesn't mean much.
If I'm as honest as I could be about my own struggles, my own demons, my own dreams, if I could share that with everybody, then I think that people can connect with something that they can relate to in terms of the experience, the human experience.
I was listening to Hotline Bling today, and I was like, okay, this is a great song, but like, what is it about? Who are you talking about, Drake? Give me some more. Give me more in depth. And an artist like Jay Electronica, he's giving you so a little bit, right? Like, even on this verse isn't supremely long. He has the shortest verse of all of them, of both of them. His is basically, if you go look up the lyrics to it, it looks like a stanza. It looks like it's completely written as a poem. A lot of rappers, they don't sound good outside of the beat, especially in nowadays. But artists like Jay Electronica,
Nah, you
his
bug.
music is set up.
You bugging. I don't know. You don't. I think that I think you like certain rappers, but if you are truly into rap, there is a lot of rappers that you just overlooking right now for you to say something like that. You're bugging. There's a whole lot of rappers who are actually better than Jay Electronica pen wise. Ransom is better than Jay Electronica, bro. 100% is better than Jay Electronica. But a lot of us don't talk about Ransom because he ain't in the spotlight. He ain't in the limelight. He ain't work with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't talking about Ransom. But he is 100% better than Jay Electronica. And he got better projects than Jay Electronica. That's just that. That's just my opinion. But let's keep it going.
Like poetry. It's frustrating when you just can't express yourself. Better in Tune with the Infinite is one of my favorite verses of all time. He has 2 to 3 of my favorite verses of all time. And he hasn't given you that much music. A couple of mixtapes here and there. And I think that is why Jay Electronica has the best verse on Control. He did the least.
Bro, you didn't really even explain why you believe he has the best verse on Control. You just basically said that you like him a lot, and you quoted 1 bar or 2 bars from him, and then you said that he has the shortest verse, but you believe he has the best verse. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's what it all comes down to. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna give you my take on why I believe that he doesn't have the best verse. For one, yeah, in fact, you know what? Let me get out of this. I mean, in fact, let me just see what else he got to say.
And to me personally, he did the most. I felt that line so hard. And there's a lot of people out there that agree. There's a lot of poets out there that agree. He has one of the best verses, if not the best verse on Control. I'm just a fan of the dude, man. I hope he gets.
All right, so we gonna stop it there. All right, Read My Soul. I love you, bro, but no, bro. No, bro. No, Jay Electronica verse isn't better than Kendrick. Big Sean verse isn't better than Kendrick. One of the reasons why is because the impact of that verse is still felt to this day. It's still felt to this day. Whenever someone goes back, like, Control was a moment in time that would never probably be ever replicated ever. That's one. 2, Jay Electronica verse might be fire. It might have been hot. It might have been the best to you. Well, point taken. That might be for you. It might be the best. But for you to say it's the best verse, in my opinion, I think you're way off for saying that. Because for me, for something to be the best, it has to have the most impact. It has to have the best bars. It has to have the most memorable moments. It has to have all that. All of that. And we can't use the fact that he went last, because Sticky Fingers used to always go last. And guess what? Everybody used to say he had the best verse. So you can't, to me, you can have your opinion. That's cool. I respect it. I agree to disagree. But for me, I can't say that his verse is better than Kendrick's verse when his verse ain't do nothing. I could go listen to it and think it's fire. But whenever I listen to Control, I still get the feel. It's like it grabs me. It grabs me. You know what I'm saying? It's only but so many verses that do that in history. And that's one of them. Cannabis Beast from the East is another one. You know what I'm saying? Those verses grip you and put you in a space where you're like, wow, this is crazy. Now, if y'all never heard Beast from the East, go listen to that. That's one of those verses. You know what I'm saying? That you like, God damn. It's unbelievable. So for you to say that this verse is the best verse on the song, I don't think so. Because this verse didn't have any impact. It didn't move nothing. It's like you put Edgar Allan Poe at the end of the verse. Or what's the Langston Hughes? Like you put Langston Hughes at the end of the verse. Oh, it's linked. What's the other Maya Angelou. You put Maya Angelou at the end of the verse. Oh, yeah. That don't mean nothing because it's about impact. This is hip hop. And y'all niggas should know what time it is. It ain't about you having pinning the best verse together. It's about all the collective. Kendrick Lamar made a statement and he put himself ahead of them two in that song. Whenever you hear Control, you don't think about Big Sean or Jay Electronica. That's how you know that they don't have the best verse. You think about Kendrick. Whenever anybody talk, it's gotten to the point where people think Control is just a verse from Kendrick. They don't even listen to the other two verses. I don't care how good they are. They don't even listen to them. That should give you the reason. That's the main reason why his verse is better than both of theirs. That's the main reason. We could sit and lay the verses out. Oh yeah, this verse, we could lay them out on the street. We could lay the words out on the street. The most aggressive, the one with the most impact, most people talk about, most people gravitate towards, is Control verse from Kendrick. Whenever people talk about Control, they always say Kendrick. And it's Big Sean's song. And it got to the point where Big Sean didn't even put the song on the album. He didn't even put it on his album. I don't know if they said samples couldn't clear. I don't know. I'm just saying. It wasn't on his album. And it was the most listened to song more than his album. And I get it. A lot of people want to be different. Let's be clear here. I know exactly what people want. They just be like, oh, well, I like that verse better because in their head, well, Kendrick Lamar, everybody likes Kendrick verse. But did you really listen to Jay Electronica verse? It's actually better. And be like, no, it's not. It's not better. In my opinion, it's not better. It's not better because Kendrick Lamar took that moment and he made it into something that they couldn't do. Hip hop is not just about putting words together. There's a lot of rappers who put words together that are better than everybody, but they don't have no impact. There's no weight to hold their words down. Jay Electronica is one of those guys. He's just a phenomenal rapper, but he has no weight behind what he's saying. This is the reason why he don't really go anywhere. He's one of the best. He's one of the best lyricists. I'll give him that. He's one of the best lyricists. He's in the top 30 to me. He's in the top 30. But he got washed on his own album by Jay-Z. If you listen to that album, Jay-Z washed him on every song. He got washed by Jay-Z. And don't get me wrong, Jay-Z is a super lyricist too. But he got washed by Jay-Z. I can imagine if Kendrick Lamar was on an album with Jay-Z, every song, he wouldn't get washed on every song. Jay Electronica got washed on every song with Jay-Z. So I don't know if it's because he's different or sometimes he's sometimey because he don't have all good verses. Some of his stuff is okay. Let's be clear here, but he got some good stuff. So I don't know if because he's sometimey or he's like, it is what it is. But I just can't. Me personally, I can't sit here and tell you that verse is better than Control. No, absolutely not. It's not better than Control. No. I don't think there was not one verse that came out that year that was better than Control. Control was such a monumental movement that everybody was making responses that wasn't even mentioned. It was people making responses. You had Lupe Fiasco making a response. He wasn't even mentioned. Shout out to the guy that pointed that out too. He wasn't even mentioned. Joe Ortiz wasn't mentioned. Joe Buttons wasn't mentioned. They all making response tracks. I don't understand it. That's all I'm saying. So when people say, "Oh, he has the best verse," I say, "Well, what are we judging this off of? Off of just writing?" Because Control was about taking control. I'm in control. That's what it was about. A lot of y'all don't even recognize that. Kendrick said, the song is called Control. Well, I'm in control. This is hip hop. You niggas should know what time it is. And I'm declaring war on everybody. No more designer shit, none of that. From here on out, I'm making a statement about me. And this is where it's at. And I think a lot of y'all forget that part. So when you say something is better, you got to, if this is a competition, explain to me how it's better. If they were all competing on that song, Kendrick clearly knocked them both out. He clearly knocked them both out. Because you have to go, if how else would we judge this by saying that the consensus saying that Kendrick Lamar was the best? So how else would we judge this? If we're gonna go off our personal feelings, okay, you can do that. But when you put your name into the consensus hat, and everybody, if we put 10 names in the hat, and 8 of them say that Kendrick won, and only you and your friend or say that, oh, Jay Electronica, will say, you have to say Kendrick won, bro. You have to say Kendrick had the best verse. The consensus has to say it. That's a consensus. Now, you could say, well, I feel as though he had the best verse, but you will be over here on the island by yourself, which you might like that. A lot of people like being by themselves on an island. You know what I mean? But even over time, that song came out in 2000, I believe 2013 or 2011. Even over time, these people are still saying Kendrick Lamar has the best verse. So even if you say, well, I'm on an island by myself and I'm going to stay here, you're going to be there for a long time by yourself. Because I don't think people's running back to Control to listen to Jay Electronica verse or even Big Sean verse. I think people listen to, I think when they say they cut out and cut out. Because if you go and you type in Control, the song Control on YouTube literally is probably like 100,000 Kendrick Lamar verses that people just cut the other 2 dudes out. That's it. That's it. So that's why I say that Jay Electronica verse isn't better than Kendrick Lamar verse, because the impact that Kendrick had, to me, made that verse what it is today. And that verse is a milestone moment in hip hop. Milestone moment in hip hop. That's just my opinion. But who am I? What do I know? I'm just the king. I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? That was a pretty good one. I had to get that out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I like Read My Soul, but I don't agree with everything people say. And you already know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even got to sit here and tell y'all what it is. But thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have yourself a good one. See y'all. Peace. Bye.